Electrified Corpse. Manufactured by Crazy Create, the Electrified Corpse is a new 2025 animatronic sold at Spirit Halloween. It's a remake of the original version, sold back in 2016 and featured in the Haunted Hotel and 2017's Area 31 ISC. With this year's theme being another subway, I think it makes a lot of sense to bring back the Electrified Corpse. I think he makes the most sense to return for it, and he was a great seller for his time. I actually own the original model, however the up and down motion on it is currently broken, which did kind of drive me to buy this new remake of him. But how does it hold up as a new item? We shall see. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the Spirit Halloween 2025 Electrified Corpse animatronic. Alrighty, hello everyone, this is Halloween Haunter here, and welcome back to another Halloween video. In this Halloween video, we are doing an unboxing on the Spirit Halloween 2025 remake of the Electrified Corpse. I am excited to see, but also a little bit nervous. I've seen some things about it, I'm like, I don't know. So I guess we'll be able to see when I open this one up. And he's very, very small, very simple, it's not too many parts. We have the gore piece, very classic piece to the original Electrified Corpse. We have his speaker control box right here, and a pole attached to it. Let me take this zip tie off. So there's that. Unfortunately, it's still the original old speaker that he had back in 2016 that Crazy Crate used to use on animatronic. The adapter. The pole to actually hang him up. Instructions, of course. And then the body. Now, okay, I definitely have some thoughts about some things that we'll talk about. He does not have a stump anymore, but there he is right there. Very spooky looking. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much all the parts of Electrified Corpse. Pretty simple. Let's go ahead now and begin that setup. Alright, so the very first thing I'm going to do is take the body, and then inside of the clothing, I'm going to go access the shoulder piece, or the shoulder bracket, because there is a big slot on it. And that's where we take the control box pole with the module, and we'll actually insert it into the slot. Then in the instructions, they have the little screws that come with it. I'm just going to take one. You could technically do two on each side, and I'm going to put the screw in place on the slot and then screw it on with the pole and shoulder bracket. I'm going to plug in all the wires coming from the body into the control box. Then we'll take the pole that you're supposed to hang up with and connect that to the control box pole. It'll snap lock in. I'll take the gore piece now and actually put that through the slot at the very top. Then I will take the clothing and pull it over the gore piece, make sure that it attaches to Velcros on each side. And now I will take the fully assembled Electrified Corpse, take the little Velcro hanger at the top, and put it over anything you want, like a hook, branch, anything that basically you're going to hang it up with. And then in the very back, actually, I'm going to undo this little Velcro strip. This acts as the control box, and I'm going to plug in the adapter into the adapter jack, and then Velcro that back up. Then I'll pose them however I want. I'll kind of do it how the box has it. Once you're all done with that, go ahead and plug them in, and you're pretty much all good to go. And that is how you set up the Spirit Halloween 2025 Electrified Corpse. Let's go ahead now and roll that demo. So there you saw was the remake of the Spirit Halloween 2025 Electrified Corpse animatronic. And I gotta say, I think this guy is pretty cool, but do have some issues with him. First of all, he is a remake of the original prop, which the original prop is great, so there's not really much to say about it. He's pretty much the same for the most part, aside from some differences. But essentially, the audio is still great on this guy. Love the audio, the electrified sounds, the actual zombies screaming and groaning. Really good audio track. Head on this guy looks pretty good. Love the detail on him. Kind of the decaying zombie look. He's very rotten looking. His hand mold, pretty good as well. Nothing crazy there. Clothing, stains are pretty good. I don't know how good they are in comparison to the original. I do have the original, but I haven't compared them side by side yet. The Saiyans look fine, I guess, nothing crazy. Spirit rarely does like crazy blood paint jobs for the blood on clothing, so that's not surprising there. But the gore piece looks pretty good. The wires on this guy are awesome as well. I love how some actually light up. It's a really good feature, and it makes it look way more realistic, so I do like that a lot. Animation's great as well. It's the same as the original. The original also was in from 2016. Same year as the Boogeyman, where the head thrashes back and forth and up and down. Really awesome. I think the mech is like slightly more quiet on this one. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to compare it with the original again. But I do have two big complaints for it. Number one is I do wish this guy actually updated. This guy released back in 2016 with that really small, tiny speaker control box, which at the time was fine. But since 2020, the company, manufacturer, Crazy Creates, has made a very updated, big, loud, booming speaker that you see on like a lot of other companies' props as well. So I was really hoping this guy would have an updated speaker. And for some reason, whenever Crazy Create remakes an old prop, they don't actually give him like the updated, like loud, boomy speaker that we're used to. It's really weird. Like this guy does not have the loudspeaker, and I really don't like that, especially because I think this guy could really benefit from a loudspeaker, considering how loud the motor is. I was hoping the loud, booming speaker would have kind of like drowned that out, but unfortunately, he's got the same tin can sounding audio. It's not great. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's definitely not great. I wish it was the loudspeaker. It would have sounded really good on this thing. I feel like remakes for Spirit should, you know, still retain the same overall look and audio. That's fine. But I think quality should improve, and I do kind of think that old crappy speaker should have been updated with this prop. Additionally, too, it just makes sense to update that when you're bringing something back, so I don't really get why that's not even a thing here. It could have easily been added onto there and changed, but unfortunately it wasn't. However, Spirit did do a change with this guy that I do not agree with. I don't even know why this was a change in the first place. I think it's a really bad choice, but the original Electrified Corpse had a gore piece at the very top and on his severed arm. Now, he still has the gore piece for the very top, which is great. That's a really good piece, but they removed the stump and replaced it with the foam pad that has landscape fabric over it. It's just some black landscape fabric, and I think honestly that was a really poor choice. If you have the original Electrified Corpse, there is no purpose to get this new one. That is such a bad change. I feel like it makes him look significantly worse than the original because of that change. The original stump wasn't like anything crazy, but it definitely was better than what this was. This is landscape fabric, and over time landscape fabric deteriorates, so over time you're just gonna see like a random foam piece there. I don't get why that change was made. If they can bring back the giant version of the piece, they can make the smaller one too. I don't get why that choice was made. It's really dumb. And this guy is 150 bucks now, which honestly is still like fine for him, but the original was 140 and it had the stump. So I just feel like this guy is good still. I still like him, but I do think that removing the stump and not updating the speaker does definitely hinder having a new version of this guy. I just wish they would have kept the stump there and had a new speaker, and honestly, he would have been just fine for what he is. Aside from that, he's still a pretty good zombie prop. I would still say he's like one of the better hanging zombie props from Spirit. I still think he's really cool. However, aside from that, if you don't have the original, this guy's still a fine buy. With the coupon, he's really good as well. So honestly, cool prop, just could have been a lot better as a return. With that being said, that will pretty much conclude this video on the Spirit Halloween 2025 remake of the Electrified Corpse. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next Halloween video.